Are we supposed to control our emotions? Hi everyone, I'm Sreya and I'm a therapist. Today I want to talk about emotions. So, growing up, I was often told not to be angry, upset, to try and be happy. And how that got conveyed to me was that the only acceptable emotion was happiness and the rest of them were not welcome. So every time I was sad or upset, I wouldn't know what to do with these emotions. And if I acted out on them, then I would really feel ashamed of myself and blame myself, think that something was wrong with me. I've realized that this is not just my experience, but this is a common experience for so many of us. And that's also because we were never really taught what to do with these emotions, no? We were not told how to understand them, how to manage them. Everything we were told was not feel them. So, and that doesn't really help after a point. A lot of people have told me that they find it very difficult to share their experiences or when they're not doing really well to talk about that with people in their close circle also because they feel they may not really understand or they may not want them to really experience those emotions, so they would quickly try to make them feel better by saying something, so which is again trying to bring them out of feeling that emotion and trying to quickly make them feel good. That makes sense, right? Because if we are constantly avoiding our emotions, then that's what we would even do if we were to come face to face with somebody else who is going through some difficulty. We would also try to make them not feel that emotion and, to quickly help them feel better. Now, there's nothing wrong in us trying to help somebody feel better, but a lot of times when we are going through some difficult emotion, it may not, it's not like a quick fix. We can't immediately sort it out for them or immediately, make them feel better. So then what do we do? How do we help people and help ourselves to really connect with an emotion, process it, and not run away from it? Because, see, deep down, we all just want to be seen, heard, understood in our pain as much as in our joy, right? Let us see how to process our emotions. So, the step one is to acknowledge and name the emotion. Now, sometimes we may not be feeling just one emotion, but it could be a combination of two or more emotions, right? So, just name them. For example, if you had a fight with your partner, you might be feeling angry or sad, right? So, just acknowledge these both these emotions. Step two would be investigating it, which means that we are trying to identify what the trigger was, right? So trigger is nothing but the source of that emotion. So in this example that mm, if you had a conflict with your partner, you fought with your partner, then the trigger is that you fought with them, which is why you're feeling angry and upset, right? And also try and see if there is any pattern, as in every time you fight with your partner because of specific thing, which is for example the finance. Whenever you're discussing finances or finance comes into the picture, maybe there are some clashes between you and your partner. Now that is a pattern that you realize that the trigger is actually maybe the finances. That is what brings up some conflict between both of you. Now, what you need to do further is to try and understand what is this emotion trying to convey, because every emotion is always it's like a messenger. It's always trying to convey something to us. So maybe in this example, the anger and sadness maybe is trying to convey that you're very sad that your partner is not able to understand your point of view, and you are also angry about it. So maybe that is what your emotion is actually trying to convey, that you're not able to get across to your partner. They're simply not getting you, not understanding you. Now, the third step is to validate your emotions. So, validating our emotions means we are just allowing them to be present. We are not trying to minimize that emotion, or we are not trying to manipulate that emotion in any way. If it is there, it is there. I see you, you're here, and I'm allowing you to just be present. Allowing myself to feel that emotion. And in the same example, you're the conflict and you are very angry and sad with your partner. You allow yourself to be angry and sad. Not just that, you also have to identify where in the body you're feeling that emotion. Because in this example, there are two emotions. Let's pick one for now, suppose anger, and try and identify where in the body you're feeling that anger. Maybe in your chest, maybe in your stomach, and stay with that. Oftentimes, we think about our emotions and we don't really feel them. So we are thinking about the sadness and not feeling, not being present with the body, but we are all in our heads all the time. That doesn't help us to really process that emotion. So give yourself some time where you allow yourself to just be present. Now the fourth step would be expression, which is you're finding a safe outlet to express that emotion in a safe way, right? So that would be you either talk to a friend you're comfortable with who can really hear you out and be there, or journal down your thoughts, or do a physical activity like yoga, exercising, and also see if you can engage in a creative activity, finding a creative outlet. Here we are not avoiding our emotions, right? We have done all of the identifying, sitting with it, and we are trying to channelize that emotion in a creative way or in some other way where you're just finding that outlet. Step 5 would be management of that. So once we have dealt with it, sat down, we have understood the trigger, we have found a safe outlet, sometimes the emotion still sticks around. Because if the core issue hasn't been resolved, chances are that the emotion resurfaces again and again. Right? And if it is happening, then you can do breath work or meditate or go for a walk whenever it tends to come back. And most importantly, when an emotion sticks around, especially an unpleasant emotion, it also sometimes really brings up a lot of negative thoughts for us, and we tend to have negative self talk with ourselves. So if that is happening, then challenge that negative self talk and also try and figuring out how else can you handle this situation, the conflict with your partner. What else can you do? What are the steps you can take to resolve this? Generally, we all believe that if we are feeling a particular emotion, then chances are um, we would go too deep into it, and it will affect us a lot more, which is why we tend to avoid it by making ourselves busy and different things that we do. But that's really not true, because unless we really feel it, allow ourselves to feel, we wouldn't be able to process it. And if we are not processing, then it keeps on building up, and then there are bad outbursts and meltdowns, and then we wouldn't know what's going on. It would be out of our control. So allow yourself to time connect with your emotions. Now we need not connect with every single emotion every time we are feeling a certain way. We don't have to do that. But if at all something is recurring and it's disturbing you, then sit with it and connect with it. Follow the steps that I have discussed to connect with it. So that is all I have about emotions. If there are any doubts related to this, you can ask me in the comment section, and I'll see you soon with another video. Thank you.